Hello and welcome to the 15th episode of the Between Torp and Turret podcast. So, today we actually have kind of a theme going on for the first time ever, which is gonna be the 0.7.8 patch. But I'm getting ahead of myself because I should introduce my guests today, which are Finx,
Hello.
Atago,
Hi.
and Arcti.
Hello.
Very good. Okay. So, as I was saying before I had to get over myself, the thing is that we have kind of a theme going on today, which is the new PTS. But before we get into all the nitty-gritty stuff of that, I just wanna quickly say so that 2 hours ago, Wargaming decided to relaunch the ring contest because of as many of you probably know is the way like the first iteration they had, it was basically no one was able to win except Jingles because it was purely going by likes and views. And since Jingles was by far the biggest content contributor who was taking part, it was basically determined that he would win from the very start. So they decided to relaunch it, and this time they divided every like and so on and so forth by the number of subscribers your channel has. Which, if they had made use of their third grade math things, would have known that that would lead to the smallest channel winning, which is actually the case right now. The Warships podcast, as many of you are probably familiar with, they don't distribute their content over YouTube, so they have about 100 YouTube subscribers, but obviously a lot more listeners. So yeah, they are like miles ahead of everyone else, and that obviously doesn't make any sense because there's maybe, I don't know, like definitely way less people who want the Warships podcasts guys as captains than there is that want Jingles. So I just don't think that makes any sense. And they acknowledge that, so now they're going to relaunch this whole thing in September, so in about a month. I hope they'll have some better version by then. Anyways, we're gonna talk about the actually interesting stuff, which is the new PTS. So, who has played it so far?
I was going to, and then I didn't.
Nice.
That's pretty much, yeah, I got pretty close to playing it and then couldn't be bothered.
I played one Charles Martel game just some minutes ago.
Oh, okay. And Atago, you haven't played it yet.
No, I just updated the client.
Yeah. I've played actually one Martel game as well, which was pretty interesting. So yeah, I just didn't really have much time today. But yeah. So the first interesting thing that I want to talk about is that French cruisers get reload booster. The Charles Martel and St. Louis, their main gun reload time is getting increased from 10 seconds to 12 seconds to kind of compensate for it. But still, the tier 6 to tier 10 tactic cruisers get a new main battery reload booster consumable, which is gonna get added to a new slot. So they aren't taking away any of the previous consumables, just adding a new one. And for tier 6 to 8, this decreases main gun reload time by 50% for 15 seconds. The cooldown time is 220 seconds for premium and can be used 4 times for premium. And tier 9 and 10, it is also reduced by 50% during 15 seconds of active time, but the cooldowns are 80 seconds and can still be used 4 times, again with premium. So, and also the tier 6 premium light cruiser of the French nation, the De Grasse, will not get this consumable at this time, but we'll just have to see how this plays out. So, as we see that the Charles Martel and St. Louis are getting nerfed to kind of compensate them for this buff, I just went ahead and had a game, and it kind of worked. Pretty okay. Finx, do you have any impressions that you want to share with us?
Well, if it would have been a Russian ship, she would have gotten it for free without any nerfs. As you can see with the Grozova. Like, she just got a heal on a new slot.
Well,
And, like, the French cruisers, they weren't even... they are great damage farmers, but they basically have no impact in game, so why do you have to nerf them by take 2 seconds of... I mean, give them 2 seconds of longer reload to shoot every 2 minutes 3 salvos in this time the consumable is active. Why?
Yeah. No, you
Well-
can't even shoot 3 times anymore.
hmm.
I mean,
Oh.
you would have used to be able to shoot 3 times if
I mean,
it was still 10 seconds. You can't
you
anymore.
always have the nice division mate that can torp you. AR, but
Yeah, then that would work, I guess.
I agree with the nerf to the shells. I think it's really broken at the moment, to be honest, compared to the other tier 8s. But I don't know about the Sinlu. I don't think the Sinlu is particularly strong. I think the Charles Martel was long due enough. But apart from
Really?
that, you know, I think this is an alright change. Yeah. I mean, it's got one less gun than Atago, more range, better reload by, you know, it used to be 6 seconds, now it's only, what, 4? And it still gets this good consumable. It's got better range, it's got similar,
doesn't have a
well, not as
heal.
many tops, but doesn't have a heal, no, but it's got more base health and it's faster. Hmm.
It also has worse armor, by the way.
Well, armor, lol. Like, it really matters on Zero Cruiser. It's just like, it's got the best range. I think it's got maybe the best range of any tier 8 cruiser apart from Kutuzov. It's got the best 203 DPM of any cruiser at tier 8. It's got pretty good shell arcs. It's got alright torpedoes with forward firing angles with 9 kilometers. So, unlike with Megami, which only has rearward facing torpedoes. Although, to be fair, Edinburgh does also have 10-kilometer torpedoes. But, you know, I just. I thought Charles Martel was just a bit too strong.
Hmm.
It was just a straight up better than the New Orleans before. And I know they removed the New Orleans dam. I didn't think the New Orleans was particularly bad at tier 8. The Charles Martel was just really OP, I thought. And you kind of saw it reflected in the first King of the Sea that happened, or was it? Yeah, it was King of the Sea that happened at tier 8, the last one that happened at tier 8, when Charles Martel was out. Almost every single team was running Charles Martels. Why was that? Because they just the best tier 8 cruiser at doing what they were doing.
well, what can you like really pick?
Well,
You have the Hipper, you have the
no, they used to take
for
Atago,
a
didn't
flanking role, you
Yeah.
know.
they used to take
Have
Atago.
the Hipper, the Atago, the Charles. Well, that's it. Hipper is garbage, and then you have the ship with more HP, with more sustain, like Amagi and Atago, basically, for this job. That was the old combo, and then you have this speedy boy, the Charles Martel, huh? Basically, this was arm and everything you can have. It is just more DPM, better
Oh,
AA.
it's significantly faster as well.
Yeah, well, it Atago was like also like 36 knots.
Yeah, it doesn't get speed boost though.
I'm pretty sure the Charles is still lower with speed boost than the Atago without.
Hmm.
I mean, I could test them in the training group, like really want to know.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I thought Charles Martel was really quite powerful.
Oh yeah, it was absolutely powerful, but I don't think it was broken.
Yeah, sure it is, but in the end, it's still a tier 8 cruiser.
We'll see, I guess. If it's really that bad, they might buff it again. I don't see it, you know, suffering that much. I mean, like, you kind of see that with Hindenburg. They nerfed Hindenburg's reload, but actually the average damage didn't really change because all the bad people who played it weren't getting most of the damage through guns anyway, or in such a way that it would even really matter with a 2-second nerf to the reload. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yep. Do I really have now to wait like 50 seconds until the battle starts? Oh.
I
Lovely
guess.
training room. Well, I don't know. We'll I guess we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah. I think nerfing them is kind of fine, honestly, because this is obviously a powerful consumable. Just straight up improving your DPM is probably amazing in the right circumstances. Like if you have a cruiser broadside, and you just pump AP after AP into it because of this consumable, that's just gonna be great.
Just think about like Cesar gets this thing into your destroyer that gets spotted right in front of him.
What? Sorry?
If Cesar gets a main reload booster and you're a destroyer right in front of Cesar.
Oh yeah, that's just disgusting at this point. Like,
Yeah.
it's absolutely disgusting for Zao.
I mean, I didn't try the Henry yet.
Yeah, the Henri is not gonna get nerfed in any way. It's simply just
That's
gonna get
because
buffed.
it is the worst hitting cruiser.
Are you sure? Are you sure about that? It has.
Yes.
I'm sure it has the lowest impact on a game, but it farms
But it
amazing
has
amounts
the
of
highest
damage.
average damage.
No, the average damage for the server is really low on Henry.
Really? Okay.
Like, good people who play it can farm lots of damage, but I don't think the average damage of the ship is particularly high. From memory, at least, anyway.
So,
I guess.
I take everything back with speed boost and speed flag. It's 40.6 knots.
Hmm.
No, okay, well, Monitor, Des Moines, Moscow, Hindenburg are all low. But then, to be fair, it also has 10% of the battles that Hindenburg, Moscow, Des Moines have.
They're quite
The
rare.
problem with ships like Henry and especially Grozvoy, when they get buffed, is because nobody plays them. Wargaming wants them to be played, so they can get actually get information, so that they can decide whether they're good or not. But if nobody plays them because they're kind of bad to play and they're better ships, just better ships to play, like Zao, or in terms of Grozvoy, maybe just any other DD, basically. Why would you play them?
Yeah.
What I also noticed when we were at unplayed ships, where are the Atagos, Takaos, and Kutuzovs?
I don't actually know. I think we can just talk about this right now, right? So it has been confirmed that next ranked season is gonna be tier 8 and tier 9, just like the last one.
No, tier 10.
Yeah, tier 8 and tier 10. Sorry.
Yeah.
Just like the last ranked season. I apologize. So with that, we now have to play tier 10 in all competitive forms, except either King of the Sea or League of the Sea. I'm not sure which of those two, but one of them is in tier 10 and one of them is.
League of the Sea doesn't exist anymore.
Right, but wasn't the last King of the Sea tournament in tier 10 as well?
Yes.
Yes, King of the Sea is like since
So-
2 times at tier 10.
Yeah, exactly. So now we have
Or even
actually have
3.
in all two competitive forms, both in and out of the actual client. We have to play tier 10 now. And obviously people are moaning about tier 10 taking over the game by this point. I think they've done it for a long time, and we've heard a lot of complaints, especially concerning how tier 8 matchmaking works, and you pick a tier 8 ship, and most of the time you'll be like 1 or 2 tier 8s on the side, and the rest will be tier 10s. And that's obviously not very fun for the tier 8s. You can't really get to tier 9 because you can't really do damage, so you can't really get experience. It's just really shit. And yes,
I just kind of disagree with the entire movement of that. Just the entire thing. I actually quite like tier 10. I don't see any reason as to why you shouldn't play tier 8. Actually, tier 8s have a good time in tier 10 in a way, in that there's more damage to farm because tier 10 health pools are larger, and also you get more XP for doing damage to tier 10 ships than you do against tier 8 ships.
But then again, if like a tier 10 battleship looks at you, you can lose your HP pretty quickly. I mean,
It depends what
it
sort of
also
ship you're
counts
on,
for all other battleship tiers, but they don't really care about your armor.
Well, yeah, it depends what you're playing as well, though, doesn't it?
Mogami. Like every
But the
cruiser.
Megami's no worse than an Ibuki, which is a tier 9, and it's just as
Yeah.
bad. I don't think that this is an issue just for tier 8s, and even that, I don't mind playing tier 8s and tier 10 games. It just
Yeah,
doesn't really make a
it-
difference.
it's-
And you actually see lots of tier 8 max games now, that there are so many more people playing tier 10, so you can actually make up full tier 10 games.
Yeah, I had like once a full tier 10 game in my 4,000 games.
I get them fairly
Uh,
regularly, or 90% tier 10, you get like 1 or 2 tier 8s. But
Yeah,
actually, when
and-
you play tier 8, you're almost always top tier. Almost always, I find.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah,
Because that's
always.
absolutely not the thing that I'm experiencing.
what?
Most definitely isn't.
There's very rarely tier 8s in my tier 10 games, and I very rarely get tier 10s in my tier 8 games. And mostly it's tier 9, actually. I get my
Really?
tier 8s for some reason, yeah.
I
I
actually
don't have an
just
issue with it.
checked my stats before this podcast, and of the 20 tier 8 games that I played in during this latest patch, 57% of them were tier 10 games, with the rest being either tier 9 or tier 8.
So I think that's fine.
That is not fine.
I think it's perfectly fine. I don't care. I think that people, you need to get used to being bottom tier, and you should be used to being bottom tier by this point, because, you know, whenever I play a tier 7, I'm always against tier 8s. Whenever I play a tier 6, I'm always against a tier 8. Every time I play a tier 5, I'm always against tier 6s, and at least tier 6s and almost always tier 7s as well.
But that doesn't make the thing better, right?
But the tier 8 to tier 10 power gap is probably smaller than the tier 5 to tier 7 one. I'd much rather be a tier 8 playing in a tier 10 game than a tier 5 playing in a tier 7 game. I think that there's much worse issues in the matchmaking than tier 8s and tier 10 games. I think that's something that they need to fix. There's other things they need to fix before tier 8s and tier 10 games.
It's the only ship I played. Tier 5 says Hisari, so I don't really care. Tier 7 ship and tier 7 matchmaking.
Yeah,
It's totally
that's just Julio, isn't it? So, you know, that's not the same. If, you know, you're in like an emerald, well, then you're completely fucked, aren't you?
Yeah, of course.
Mm.
And I think like the thing is, the problem I have when I play a tier 8 in a tier 10 game is that I have basically no influence on how the match on the match, because okay, let's just think about this. Like, I'm in an Edinburgh, right? And I'm in a tier 10 game, which is notoriously infected with radars. So I have just barely over 15 kilometers of range, and there's really not that much I can do in this game. I can sit around and I can follow the big guys, but I personally have very little opportunity to influence the outcome of this game. So that's like the thing that you should avoid when you design a game, right? That the player doesn't have the influence to change the outcome of the game.
But then the problem is that in a tier 8 ship, when
if you're
you
playing
find
a
tier
tier 8
6s,
ship, like, the question for me is, why would I ever pick a tier 8 ship at this point when I can just take a tier 10 and just be guaranteed to be a top tier every time and have lots of influence on the outcome of the game? I just don't see why I would ever play tier 8. And there's so many amazing ships in tier 8, and I just don't know why I would play it.
Well, okay, there's two reasons as to why you would play it. First of all is the credits reason, and second of all, the problem is that if you start buffing all the tier 8s so they're useful in tier 10, well then what happens to tier 6s? Well, I'd argue there's a bigger power gap between tier 6 and tier 8, well then you're fucked, aren't you?
No, you're misunderstanding my point. I'm not... why would I buff tier 8? When did I say we should buff tier 8s? No,
Well, I
that's
mean,
retarded.
what else are you going to do? Are you going to make...
I'm gonna change matchmaking or something.
But that's not so easy. I mean,
no,
okay,
of course it isn't.
Sure,
but there
sure,
has to change something.
between,
Has to
you know,
change.
Midday and 8 o'clock in the evening, you might be able to actually make it so that you get tier 9 and tier 10 games only. But outside of that time, you're going to be stuck in tier 10 games and a tier 8 anyway. So I don't really see any difference. I don't really care. I think people need to get used to it and stop moaning about it. I can't tell them I don't get any difference in the way I play in tier 8s and tier 10 games. It doesn't make any difference. I think it's just flaming moaning. Mostly.
So, to the thing with I can't influence games, I read something interesting once on the Tinfoil Hat forums. That someone wrote a very famous YouTuber, don't know which one, had a theory in 50% of the games you basically win like half of them, basically without your influence, just like this, you know. Then there's 30% where you still basically win, just you didn't have enough influence to carry the game, you know. You weren't a reason why you won. Then there's other 20%, the games where you had enough influence to actually carry, and if it would be like 20%, then you would be an average player basically. Like this gets of course higher as with your experience, with game knowledge, and so on. So like 60% player gets like 30% instead of the 30% you did nothing and just won. Would go then back to 20% and so on and so on. Like it's kind of interesting, but it also kind of sounds stupid. If you know what I mean. No? Oh, that's too bad.
I think that the problem is that the word influence in games, like, it's very subjective, and I think the people that moan about this most overestimate how much they actually influence games.
I mean, it's basically
Like-
you don't even have like to be top XP to have like influenced basically the
true.
game. Like you can be that one radar cruiser or whatever that goes full support, whilst the top XP SAR or something like that just farmed the battleships. Basically, you helped killing the Ds or something like that, but you got no rewards because spotting damage and rewards.
Well, exactly, and there's the issue, isn't it? Actually, we still don't have proper rewards for actually influencing the game in a meaningful
Yeah.
way. And also, the people that moan about this most, let's be honest, is Famu and his merry gang of like basically the community contributors that are with him, i.e. Flambas and Runner. Well, Runner isn't a community contributor, but they moan about this quite a lot, but I don't think it's actually so much of an issue as they make out. And I also think that they overestimate actually how much they do in games, and it's quite annoying. It's actually the main reason as to why I don't watch any of their content, because I find it very annoying.
I mean, if what it does is just the support unattractive, means you will rather see like Shimakaze going around the cap to get to the flank of the enemy and get some torpedo damage and get into the cap and eventually cap it, right? Because, like, what do you get for one cap? Oh, yeah, nothing, because it's an XP modifier.
Yeah.
Like, not like earlier in the days when you got like 600 basic or something like that for only one cap. What's kind of extreme.
Still,
Yeah.
I think there's more tiers in this game than just using tier 10 all the time. And I think that it would be nice to have more reason to play other tiers that are not tier 10.
But
Again,
I mean,
actually,
from
with
wargaming
this,
standpoint, why would you? Tier 10 is the best tier for you because it makes you the most money, and like because you have to have premium basically to make money in tier 10, and you have to then go down and play tier 8 games to make money, which are in tier 10 games, and then you get frustrated. You want to play your tier 10s more. I mean, why would you change it if you're wargaming? You wouldn't, would you?
Premium alone isn't even enough. Like, you kind of have to have a camo or a premium camo in your flags to make actual good profit.
Exactly, yeah.
The first ranked season was like tier 5, 6, like so many potato.
And
Like,
that was
they-
really boring as well. Like, actually, I quite like tier 10 because it kind of weeds out the people that aren't the most brilliant people and that don't particularly play in like the most.
I mean, most players have reached tier 10 anyway.
Well,
So
yeah, but
dark
also
doesn't
most
matter.
players can't play tier 10 over and over again and be profitable. And there's the difference, isn't it? I mean, actually, yeah, I quite like playing tier 10 because you have the most impact you can possibly have on a game, which is nice. And I don't know. Like, I don't ever have a reason to play tier 8. I don't particularly like my tier 8s. I find them kind of boring. I have quite a lot of them as well for some reason. I've kept them around.
The only tier 8s I'm really playing is probably the Enterprise. It's also pretty easy to carry tier 10 games, so most of the times I'm top XP. No, it's like really easy. Even
Yeah.
in Shokaku selecting, it's really not hard. But I do think if you like play a tier 8 battleship, the Bismarck for instance, how will you get your damage? Like the
Well, I think
armor
that
on
actually-
the ships are like is too good. You can't even overmatch the cruisers anymore.
Playing
Yeah.
Turpits in tier 10, it's not even that bad. I think that people, I don't know,
Well,
I think people expect too much. I think they expect tier 8 results in tier 10 games. Sure, you're not going to get that, but actually you can get better than that if the right things happen. I mean, you just have to play in a different way. You have to play instead of going and like raping all the cruisers, which you can't really do as much because first of all the cruisers are better players, and second of all because they have better armor. You have to go around and you have to play in a slightly different way, and I think that people don't adjust enough to being in different matchmaking, and that's the biggest problem people have. They expect to be able to just go around and just destroy everybody in a tier 8 and a tier 10 game. Well, no, that's not how it works.
I don't really see a tier 8 battleship unless it's like something like in North Carolina or something like that with actual still good shells. But a tier 8 German battleship, I play a tier 10 cruiser, something like that, shoot broadside, and like I'm in turn right now, and he shoots at me. I'm not really afraid something happens to me, but if that would be like tier 9, 10, I would slowly freak out.
Yeah.
And pray to orange cheeses.
But
Like,
then that's also like
I see tier 8 battleships as food.
yeah, but that's
see that
also
as
the people that play tier 8 battleships, aren't they? Like, I mean, if you see somebody's Unicum in a tier 8 battleship, then you're going to be just as scared as if like a normal average player in a tier 10 battleship.
No,
I think it's
no.
actually more the player base.
No.
If I'm in the Hindenburg and I see a good player in the Bismarck, why would I be afraid of that guy? Why would I ever be afraid of that guy? He can't do shit to me.
I don't
Sorry,
think.
one little small problem. Bismarck and good player in one sentence, that's impossible.
And that's the problem, is that there's too many people, like, people see tier 8s and tier 10 games and they get absolutely destroyed, but I think that's more because of the player's skill than, as I've said before, people don't change the way they play enough when they go into tier 10 games in a tier 8. I think actually there's not that much of an issue, it's that people expect too much. They expect different things from the game than they actually end up with.
Do you think it's unreasonable to expect to have like an actually good game?
I get perfectly good games in a tier 8 and a tier 10 game. If I probably average more damage in a tier 10 game because there's more damage to be had. I'd rather be in a tier 10 game than a tier 8. There's more, you get more XP on average, you get better average damage on average.
The only problem in tier 10 is it likes to get campioned. When with your limited range on a tier 8,
that's only an issue for tier 8 cruisers though, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's only an issue for some tier 8 cruisers. It's only really an issue
it also gets an issue like for brawling ships like the Turpits and Bismarck.
Turpits and Bismarck have 20 kilometers of range. It's perfectly
Yeah, but
fine.
you can't hit anything there.
Well, I mean, you can hit things at 15 kilometers in the Turpits if you know
Most
how
of
to.
your damage comes like brawling. It's the end, like it's the late game, I guess.
Yeah.
You can't really get that if the enemies are running away and fighting at range. You will get out of the game with little rewards. Basically,
Well, is that not an issue with game length? Is that not an issue with game length more than... Because the longer games in tier 10, they always get closer.
That's more of an issue of the players that play the ships.
Yeah, I don't think that... I agree entirely. I don't think it's an actual issue with the game, it's more the player base. And I think that we'll find that after the summer that it will change and it'll be much better again.
This has been happening forever now, though.
Mm.
We talked about this around Christmas. I'm sure. I remember this.
The term weakened player is irrelevant too. Like, the player base doesn't change anymore under the week to weekend. It's the same.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have more luck with your teams. Like I won every game yesterday, whilst another day I won 4 out of 10 games, maybe.
Yeah, I think this is all being hyped up to be much more of an issue than it actually is.
I'm still not sure on that.
I don't think a tier 8 should be able to perform to its maximum efficiency in a tier 10 game. I mean, how would that be?
No,
that would not make
obviously
any
it
sense
shouldn't, but it should have more tier 8 games than it should have about as much tier 8 games as it should have tier 10 games.
But that's the same for all other tiers. I mean, all other tiers get up bottom tier. I don't, apart from tier 9 and tier 10, which obviously can't be bottom tier. All the other tiers have the same matchmaking, and nobody ever moans about that.
I also noticed tier 7 matchmaking is mostly for me tier 9 now.
Yeah.
Basically, the game is it's designed to have most games as bottom tier. Same with World of Tanks or the 4-play.
Yeah, but in World of Tanks they changed the matchmaker and now it actually
And made
works.
it worse. No, they made it worse. Everybody moans about this more now than the new matchmaking and World of Tanks more now than they did before.
Make it worse. I think you just get like less.
Everybody moans about 357 matchmaking. Everybody does.
Yeah, but
that's
why
you
they
just
changed
get
the 357.
lower top tier games.
No, they moan about 357 more than they moaned about the old one.
Basically, just think about like before they introduced this matchmaking, you had like one more top tier game, but like 6 tier 10s to fight. Meanwhile, you only have 3 now, and most of the tanks are tier 8 too. So.
I just disagree with the entire motion to change matchmaking. I think it's perfectly fine as it is at the moment. It's better than World of Tanks.
I don't really think it needs something too, but most games, most players demand, mostly tinfoil potatoes on the forum, demand at least only 1+, 1- matchmaking.
I mean, that would be nice, but the player base is not big enough. Simple as.
For a ship class that would be quite good for that, it's like carriers.
Oh, okay.
Sure, like if you just experience it, you play like something like Independence, in a tier 8 game. Well, they said he shouldn't snipe the carrier, but I think that's the only way how to get some damage. However, the 1+, 1- at tier 5 for a tier 5 carrier can be disastrous. Because tier 6 can use strafes and alt. You can't. Have fun.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have personal problems with CV matchmaking, but the average potato has. And it's totally understandable.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
I was one of them too. Not anymore, but I was one of them too. Earlier in the days I thought Ranger is OP, because I could never beat her fighter squadrons with my hero. But then again I struggled to hit battleships.
They should never have removed AS. It was the only redeeming feature of the Ranger.
No, it wasn't.
No, Strike was the only redeeming feature of the Ranger.
And Jesper has a very strong connection to AS. It's unhealthy at this
also,
point.
Yeah.
He even made
Atago got
just
Asian and Norwegian apparently now.
Oh yeah, we have two. We have a new one. Someone not joined us during the session. Hello, Jesper.
Oh,
No,
he's
silent.
never
Hello.
going to
Okay.
talk.
Yeah. He refuses to talk. All right. Anyways, let's go on to some way lighter stuff, which is the anniversary stuff. Warships is getting up to their 3rd anniversary. Woo! And the port still lags, just like it did in beta. Isn't that great? Anyways, so we're getting a new collection. We got a collection for the 2nd anniversary, sorry, And now we're gonna get a new one for the third one. I must say, I personally really liked the collection, the anniversary collection. I thought it was pretty cool to like have all these events that happened memorialized in this collection, and it seems to be the exact same now. There is 4 times 4, so 16. Yes, math is very easy. Yes. So 16 patches, collection items, I guess. You can find, and they're kind of shaped like Polaroids, which depict the most important stuff that's happened, which I think is really cool. For each of these 4 sub-collections, you get some cool rewards. You get 10 World of Warships anniversary camouflages, you get 10 Basilisk camos, flags, sorry, 10 Scylla, and 10 Leviathan, respectively. And then if you complete all of them, you get a super container and the World of Warships anniversary flag, which also looks really cool. So the thing is, what I just talked about, that we get new World of Warships anniversary camouflages. Those have actually been made better. So if you still have some from last year, wait until the new patch drops, because you're gonna get plus 100% free XP on top of all the other stuff that's on there already. That's really nice. That's really good.
I sold all of them.
Get fucked, I guess. They're also adding 3 new signal flags, which are the Basilisk, the Scylla, and the Leviathan. I can tell you what they do real quick.
I can too.
So the Scylla gives you plus 25% credits, plus 50% XP, plus 150% commander XP. Basilisk gives plus 30% credits and plus 75% XP. And Leviathan gives plus 20% credits, plus 50% XP, plus 100% commander XP, and plus 200% free XP. So they're all kinda in between all the other ones that we already have. They're a bit more shit, in my opinion, honestly.
Don't see
But-
wyverns and
Yeah, it's kinda like,
so.
I mean, Wyvern is the best flag anyway.
I don't have the others in port right now, so I have no idea how they're
Wyvern
called.
is plus 50 credits.
Yeah, I
Red
know.
Dragon is 100 normal and commander. Dragon is 333 commander.
I know,
Ouroboros is 777 free. Hydra is 50 normal, 150 commander, and 250 free.
So I think that's just completely fine, and just nice to have more special signal flags. Sure, I'll take them.
So basically, the new event is just there to praise Dash, or I mean, it's an anniversary event with all the Dash cap.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that in a second. Okay. So first of all, do you think this idea with the anniversary collection is cool, or is it just unnecessary? And they should just make more content for the real game, or
I mean, if they are doing this instead of making content for the game, I mean, that's not brilliant, but actually I really enjoy the little fun bit.
Yeah.
It's nice to get fun.
Pretty sure they make most content for their game. They have how many thousands of
yeah. From what I hear about how the basically the business of game development goes, you have these cycles, right? You have basically like you have all these different specialists in your company. You have coders, you have like writers, right? You have interface designers, and then you have just design. You have like designers, you have programmers, and then you have people who are there for the fluff, basically. And because you can't really just throw out, like, you have these cycles, right? Like you design a new ship, then first of all you may have these designers make design for them, right? And then the programmers put it into the game, and then the fluff people make like a cool story around it, so that it fits all together. So these cycles are one after the other, And that means that designers are temporarily left without a job while the programmers work, basically, right? And instead of like getting rid of the programmers or like all these different parts in between all these things, they'd obviously rather just use these free resources to make these fun little stuff in between when they have nothing like real to do. So that's from what I gather on how these sometimes kind of strange things happen. Just people that don't really have anything else to do right now. So that's why I think this doesn't really infringe on any of the real content.
Murray.
But
You're
back to the
in
game.
It's not Murray's Insights Discord.
What?
No, Discord is perfectly fine.
Yeah, you're lagging for me now as well, thanks.
Yeah.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my
God.
Discord, please. Atago also says he has internet problems right now.
Seems like reach is fine for the server.
Finx, why are you lagging?
What?
Also, I have a 42 millisecond connection, so
You know, I really can't understand it.
I have no idea what you're saying, Finx.
Oh, I can make the solo podcast. Yeah.
I can hear Arcti fine.
You sound like GLaDOS from Portal.
Let me actually try some.
The funny thing is, no one will ever hear that I'm making GLaDOS sounds because I record my own audio, right?
So
This is true.
now I switched the server region to Central Europe.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you sound amazing now. Nice.
It's all
You
fixed now.
fixed it.
Trying,
Oh.
I never sound amazing.
Yes, you sound great.
Mm.
Why was the server region not Central Europe anyway?
Because Europe
it was
West makes more
Western.
sense.
But I'm in Central Europe. Fuck yeah.
No, because
No.
the majority of the clan is English, and so therefore Western
But now
Europe
I
makes
have
more sense.
24 milliseconds instead of 50.
I have 19 and I had 22, so there you go.
Yeah, see, it's
19
even
and
better
I
for
had
you.
22.
What? Oh my god. Okay. So,
Man of culture ping is man of culture.
yeah. Just getting back on topic. As I said, the rewards for this collection. What do you think that's good? Do you think it's not it's too much or whatever?
It's pretty nice. I mean, it could be a little bit better, but they could be a little bit more generous. But
Well, last time we got perma camos for like, was it Monarchs at 23 and stuff like
yeah, it
that?
was tier 8 ships. There was 4 tier 8 ships we got them for, I think. That was nice, yeah. Maybe we
haven't
get
used
tier
any
9
of
ships
those
this
to
time,
this
maybe.
very day.
TM.
I haven't used a single one of them.
I
Isn't
think
that great?
I've played New Orleans since, but because you don't get normal XP for it, you can't grind. It's simply for ships where you've already grind through them.
Yeah.
Because you get just free XP from them. So, although they're nice to have, they're not particularly useful unless you've already played through the ship and you've got it in your port.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of the thing. Like, they don't actually give more XP. Completely useless.
Well, they're not completely useless. They're just not.
It is pretty useless for tier 8
brilliant.
chips, honestly. Like, come on, man.
But they still want you to pay for their camos so that, you know.
Yes. Next up,
Money farm.
we get a lot more arsenal items, actually. And you can see them on the screen right now. They are, there are 2 permanent camouflages that you can get. They're from the bottom of the ocean for Z23. The Arctic camouflage for Edinburgh. Both of those look pretty cool, honestly. Then there's a million Dasha commanders. And we got all the space commanders from the space event. Isn't that great?
It's nice, but I think it's overcomplicated.
How is that overcomplicated?
Because they've added 2 new resources to the arsenal, which already had 4 resources.
Yes, that is ridiculous. That is true. But we talked about the last podcast already, so yeah, let's just leave it at that.
They should just be available for coal. We should just put some code together and you just make a person. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
I mean, humans are carbon-based anyway. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, for the camouflages, you're gonna have to pay copper. Don't know how much yet because PTS lul. But you're gonna have to pay copper for those. Or brass, I'm still not exactly sure how that's gonna be called in the final iteration. And for all the other stuff, you're gonna have to pay with worship tokens or something, I guess. They look like worship tokens to me anyways. And you're gonna get those from anniversary containers. Woo! So we get new containers. Isn't that
Yay,
great?
more money.
Yes.
Pits.
Yeah.
And in them now, at least at this point, what is in them is one of the new special signals. So Skilla, Leviathan, or oh no, actually they give any special flag, both new and old. Okay, sorry. The second one is always 8 anniversary tokens, and the last one is a collectible item for the new collection. We don't really know how we're gonna get those yet. We're definitely gonna be able to buy them. I can assure you that. But we don't know how much they cost or anything, so we'll just have to talk about the pricing point of all this stuff when it is actually on live. Yeah, back to the captains, because I really like these captains. So are you gonna get any Dasha captains, any space captains?
Fish.
The fish, dolphin, yes.
No, I meant sufficient.
Oh, the fish.
class.
Oh, okay.
Can I call it aquarium? No, I really can't.
And here, by the way, all these captains are gonna be
10 points.
yeah, I guess they're all gonna be 10-point captains, and then they're gonna be trained for the tier 1 ship of the respectable nation. Respectable?
I'm probably
Respective
gonna buy
nation.
the fish as well because it's a German commander, and I still need a commander for my Scharnhorst.
Yeah, I mean the fish is just amazing, honestly.
Yeah, I've got about 4 to. Sorry, I got about 4 German battleship captains that are 10 points.
Also,
I don't.
can
Yeah.
someone explain why Wargaming gave 2 premium camos to both ships are really one of Silver's traits? Wow.
What was that again? Was that 23 in Edinburgh?
Yes.
Yeah. Edinburgh's not that bad. I mean, it's not brilliant, but
I actually like to.
I would have
So
liked
you-
to have seen them be available for coal and then been on more of them on different ships, and
Yeah,
not on tier 8
absolutely.
ships. I mean,
I think
like if
making
we're
a
gonna
new
moan and like bitch about tier 8 ships, then we shouldn't be adding new stuff to them. As far
making
as I'm
new
concerned.
like making a new currency for premium camos exclusively is just completely retarded. Like honestly, like come on, like let me use my coal for something, please.
I don't want to have to save up my 250k coal to get a sailing. God damn it.
Yeah, exactly.
I have 50% of the coal. Yay.
I'm about 2/3. I'm about a third of the way, even rather, yeah. But yeah, I don't want to have to do that. And I may well do anyway, but you know.
I'm actually thinking about getting the dolphin captain just because it's a fucking space dolphin, man. Amazing. I have absolutely no idea where I'm gonna put him on. Maybe one of the mainline destroyers or something. I would really love to have him on my Zaya because that's where he was in the space thingy. But Yamamoto's on there right now, and I don't really want to take him off there. Maybe I'll do it eventually when I can put Yamamoto on Yamato or something when I get it. I don't know. But yeah, I just have too many. I just have commanders with 16 points. I have 2 19-point Japanese commanders and 1 16-point commander. So it's kinda. I don't really need him, but I really want him anyway. So yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
And I also still have the HSF captains. Still have Izoroku, the cat, and I have I think the girl. The
Which of the girls?
the
They
captain.
sent a lot.
Yeah. But all right. So moving on from space, are you gonna get any of the Dasha captains?
Possibly, but I mean, if I do get one, I don't know what nation I would get it for. Maybe the French one. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really need captains, to be honest.
Hmm.
You.
And they're not particularly. They're not like gimmicky, nice captains like Halesey or Yamamoto or anything. So
They probably don't even have voice line, so.
Oh,
Exactly.
Dasha has Russian voice line.
But
But it's
she has
just
multiple.
Russian.
Yes.
I see.
If you have it on Russian, then it is actually Dasha, as far as I know. So
Can
that
Dasha
seems
even
pretty
speak
nice, honestly. So
'Cause I
maybe
know
I'm gonna
that,
get the Russian
the-
then. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it,
maybe.
because I don't really have many Russian captains.
Hmm.
And with the Russian battleships on the horizon, maybe.
Captains are
Maybe.
nice and all, but I don't need 10-point commanders.
Yeah, exactly. I have enough of those. Yeah. Still, I think the idea is pretty cool, and people have been wanting a Dasha captain forever. So,
I wonder why.
yeah, thinking. Yeah, that's what happens when you have a 98% male player base, right? Speaking of that,
Okay.
actually, we're gonna move on. Because there's not new patches. There's these amazing pinup patches. Kinda like pinup patches, I guess.
You mean like the Dasha patch, so.
Yeah, there is a Commander Dasha patch, there's a Commander
Yeah,
Alana
or
patch, there's
Alana.
an Aviation Pilot patch, a Cook patch, an Anti-Aircraft Gunner patch, Signalman, and a Sailor patch.
I'm pretty sure. I hope this mine isn't active.
I think it would have gone off already if it was active.
And why is the cook on an artillery shell?
You tell me, man. You tell me.
Or the pie? Oh, that's a bomb. Well, okay, makes
That
sense.
is a torpedo. Or a bomb. I'm not
No,
exactly
that's a
certain.
bomb. That's a bomb.
It's a very long bomb or a very short torpedo. One of both.
Well, I
Of
mean,
those.
when you take like a human and then place like you remember the picture with Goofy and the artillery shell?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we
That
didn't
was
pick
amazing.
that one.
There's Arcti, Goofy, and the artillery shell in it.
I never
Well,
saw
I mean, it does
Arcti.
help the gun tool, to be fair. Oh, I'm in that picture, definitely in that picture.
Yeah.
Wait, you are?
Yeah.
Oh well. I didn't
don't-
know this.
Now you
It's
can
Batman.
stalk.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You can also buy the Basilisk, Leviathan, and the World of Warships anniversary camos. For tokens, by the way. And as I said, these pin-up patches.
The
Which
question is, how will you get the tokens?
presumably from the we definitely get them from the containers.
You get 8 per container, as
Yeah.
far as I read it.
Yup. But I don't know if you can get them anywhere else. So who knows, right?
Exactly.
We also don't know how we're gonna get these containers. Maybe we know. Maybe it says on the PTS somewhere. But as I said, I only played one game, so I have no idea. Sorry. Haven't
I
gotten a
always
container.
heard
Sorry.
the coupons of the arsenal. You get them like ship containers, I think every 3 patches. Not ship containers, ships. Ship coupons like every 3 patches now, and flat signals I think every patch, and so on and so on. So
Do
you
those stack, or do you have to use the old one?
they will stack.
Oh, nice. That's good. That's good. Okay, that's pretty good. Back to those patches, actually. Do you think that's like misogynistic, or was it just kinda time to finally get those?
I think that's a very touchy subject that shouldn't really be talked about by us on our podcast.
You are probably right, actually. There. All right.
What did I miss?
Oh. There's also new background patches, which are interestingly enough available for coal for some reason.
1,000. Why would I do that?
You tell me.
That's the same with
They look
Go
complete
Navy
garbage
ones
anyway, so...
with these small tokens, like shark tokens, eagle tokens. Like, was it 20 or something like that for a flag? They aren't even that easy to get, you know.
Yeah.
Like most tokens I got are from the containers I bought.
Oh yeah, like the tokens to get the tokens, it's just kind of weird how that works. There's also oh yeah. Yeah, that's the anniversary event kind of done. And the next thing is there has been some data mining going on, as there always is when there is a new patch, and there have been found quite some new camos in the client, and we're gonna go over them now. So it is a huge number, and for lots of them we don't know how they look exactly. So why isn't this not opening? Ah, there we go. Computer's just kind of slow today, I guess. Wait, what? I don't want Chinese. Fuck off. Ah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, they're making the anniversary camo slightly more expensive, from 50 doubloons to 55 doubloons, which is kind of fine, since they're, as I said, they're adding this plus 100% free XP effect. We're getting 3 types of basketball camo.
They're already in the game. Actually, they've already been in the game.
Basket camo.
But they're
Yeah.
adding 150% XP on them. And on the type 2 and type 3, they're adding even more stuff. So it seems like they're trying to diversify them a bit more.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yep, we're getting we're getting lots of interesting looking camouflages. By the way, Duke of York gets a Mediterranean camouflage, which will give minus 10% repair cost, plus 50% XP, and the standard stuff for 750 doubloons. Duke of York is gonna get a tropical camouflage, which has exactly the same as the one the Mediterranean one. Turpits will get a Norway camouflage, which is maybe something for Jesper to consider. I don't know.
How to get useless Turpits colorized.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy it as well, definitely, because yeah, Turpits is nice.
The Scharnhorst is getting a Z23 camouflage.
That sounds really retarded.
Yes, that
How's
does
gonna
not
work?
sound like this is correctly translated, so we'll just... Okay.
C23. What?
We'll see.
What are they gonna
Like,
do? Paint a Z23 on the side, just make the rest of it just
Oh,
clear.
the allies will never notice our clever camouflage. Yes, yes.
why did they ignore the
Yeah.
R?
I can't even make a proper German accent. I don't know.
They won't see our biggest battleship. No.
They won't see our biggest battleship.
They
Yeah.
won't see our best destroyers.
Yes. No, this is only a destroyer, man. No.
Oh, see.
Absolutely not. I think the iceberg camouflage works better actually than a Z23 camouflage would. No, I'm not a ship. No, I'm an iceberg. No, absolutely not. Alright. There is also gonna be a Gascon battle camouflage, which is kinda ridiculous because the Gascon is a paper design, but you know, whatever. Seems to be blue though, so that's cool.
Oh, it's a premium, so they're always gonna add new stuff so that people will spend even more doubloons.
Still, the name Battle seems retarded for a ship that is a paper.
Well, I mean, if it's like the battle camo for Richelieu, because it's a very similar shaped, or it's not particularly similar shaped hull, but you know, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about either.
As in, if it's like a normal French camouflage colors, if like the current one it already isn't, then
Which
that'll
is
be
true,
interesting.
yes, that is true. Atago is also getting a battle camouflage, and is also getting a tropical camouflage. I'm really interested to see how those look, and I'm also interested to know if I can also change the color scheme from orange, from green to blue on those as well. I'm looking forward to finding that out. Because motor collection, yada yada yada. All of the camouflages that I have just talked about have only have minus 10% repair cost and plus 50% XP. And the normal stuff that you know about, like this minus 3% detection range and minus 4% dispersion or something. Which is interesting, in my opinion. Oh, also all of them cost 750 doubloons. So, there's that.
750.
Extremely cheap considering the price of the other perma camouflages. So
Yeah, but
maybe
they're
they'll
also...
change that.
They're all on premiums, which you already have permacamos on, and you've spent
Yeah.
several, your currency or doubloons on.
Yep. I think that's also the reason. But there's also there... don't know if they're better than the normal camouflages.
I think they're very similar.
Yeah, but I think aren't perma camouflages for tier 7s and tier 8s different as well, though, even for premiums?
Yeah, I think they are. I'll have a look.
So,
1 second.
as I said, these are all exactly the same for 7s and 8s, so yeah. Would make sense.
I feel like
that they all cost
that's
the same.
going to change.
Yep. We just don't know it. It's
Okay,
only data
tier
map stuff, guys. Just
Yeah, the
remember
tier
that.
8 premium camo is minus 10% post battle service and plus 50% XP. A tier 7.1 is the same, minus 10% battle cost plus 50% XP.
I learned something new today then. There's also 3 new camouflages for the Chinese server, but since we are not the Chinese server, and I don't think there's many people from the Chinese server listening, I'm just not gonna talk about those.
So you want to tell me
Kaza.
the Chinese... What?
Kaza plays Chinese server.
Why
Why?
would he?
Why would he
Is
do
he
that?
Kaza? I don't know.
Like
Chinese
server
server is
didn't
literally the pay to
update
win
since
server.
like since months or something like that.
I don't know. Kaza plays Chinese server. That's
Oh
all I
my
know.
God. Okay, so there's also they're also changing the price point of for camouflage, which is the hood intact camouflage. It is now available for purchase actually. Which it was not before, and you had to complete the Bismarck collection as far as I know. And the price is decreased from 2,000 doubloons to 750 doubloons. So all the people who desperately wanted to complete the Bismarck collection can now rejoice, because now all that hard work is basically for nothing. So great work working. I love it.
And all the money they spend on containers trying to get the collectibles is basically wasted.
Yes, it's amazing, isn't it?
Oh, you
Yes,
see,
love
I
it.
did it without spending any money.
Yeah, me too. I even got some Bismarck, so...
Me too.
Same.
Yep,
Yes.
I got a Bismarck and didn't have to
And
pay
that was
the
when
shit
I was
fest that
only
is the
my
Gnizer
highest
now.
tier was tier 8 as well. Nice.
Oh god. Oh, please no.
Yep. We are getting some new skins as well. The Helena Remembrance Night skin that won the competition. It is gonna get exactly the same as we just talked about. It's gonna be minus 10% repair cost, plus 50% experience, and the standard battle bonus. And it will cost 4,000 doubloons. But we also know that it's gonna be able to be earned through a series of missions eventually, so I wouldn't be too concerned about that.
Price. Wasn't Ashitaka's camo also 4,000 doubloons when it was Kobayashi camo?
You couldn't buy the Kobayashi camo ever.
Well, not for
Like
Ashitaka,
once.
but you could.
Ashitaka, maybe, I don't know. I
Yeah,
that
I think that
boat
was 4,000 doubloons.
was never played instead. Like I've never seen that boat other than on the very first day when it came out. Never since then. And now it's actually kind of good again. So there's that. They're also getting new Z23 and Edinburgh skins that we already talked about. The Z23 is from the depth, and Edinburgh has the frost skin, similar to Scharnhorst and Duke of York. From the Christmas event, they also have minus 10% repair cost and plus 50% experience, but they cost 5,000 doubloons each. But you are gonna get them from, you can buy them for copper. So not sure how that's exactly working. Now, there's also some other lane skins being added, and we're gonna talk about these one by one, because we actually have photos for those, or pictures, I guess. So first up is the hood. What do you think about that, Atago?
I looked at all of the Azul Lane camos, and I don't like any of them except for maybe the Hipper, but the rest is meh. The design is not the best, and they're pretty pricey as well, with 5,000 doubloons, which is the same price as a tier 10 perma camo.
4,000.
It's 5,000.
It is 4,000 for the hood.
some.
For the
Yeah,
tier 7, it's
5,000.
4,000, and for Enterprise and Hipper and Cleveland, it's 5,000.
Yeah, well,
Too expensive for me.
Yeah, that is true. It is also like the stuff that's been data mined is also, it only has minus 10% repair cost and plus 50% XP.
which is normal for tier 8 and tier 7 perma camos. As we
Yes,
already
and
have
not for
established.
4,000. Wood is not worth 4,000 doubloons in my opinion.
I mean, you get the same from the 7,000 doubloon Kobayashi camo, don't you? Oh no, you get slightly better one on Kobayashi camo, but it's not
You get
significantly better.
way better ones, yes.
It's not that much better, is it? I don't remember it being
You
that
get a
much
lot
better.
more credits for one.
But you've also spent 3,000 doubloons, or no, 4,000 doubloons more than you would normally have spent on a tier 8 perma camo.
As I said,
double
for the
price.
key, the perma camo is actually that good that you get as much money with a key with a Kobayashi camo as you would with a Missouri.
But then again, why would you play a tier 8 battleship?
Yeah, I don't know, but that's just how good the key camo is. So, yeah, I think the hood skin looks kind of fine. It's not amazing, but I can live with it. It's not like I go out and buy it, but it's fine. It's fine. We don't have any pictures for the Enterprise on, unfortunately. I really like the Nelson. Honestly, I do really like it. Don't know why, but I do. No impressions from anyone?
Meh,
As I
not
said, I don't
5,000
like them.
doubloons.
No, it's 4,000 for Nelson. What are you talking about?
4,000. I mean, 4,000, 5,000. It doesn't really make much difference. It's 1,000 doubloons. It's like, 3 or 4 quid, and I can just buy a tier 10 perma camo instead. I'd rather have that.
I
Unlike
really
the
don't like the
unlike the
Cleveland camo.
HSF perma camo. Unlike the HSF perma camo, it's not free.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
yeah,
we
I
don't know
think
how
so.
we're gonna get these Azerland camos yet. So
I mean, if they're distributed for free, if you can get one of them for free, then
Yeah.
sure. But at the moment,
exactly. But I really don't like the Cleveland skin. Just looks way too bad. Without that's just. I'd rather have the Freedom skin actually than this one.
Yeah, because a lot of people already have that, and I don't think that's going to sell very good on the Cleveland.
Yeah, exactly. And last but not least, we have a Hipper skin, which looks rather reasonable, I guess. Has way too many crosses for my liking on it.
I'm going to see modders throwing a shit ton of swastikas at it.
Yes.
I know that.
Yeah.
It's basically how the German ships are modeled, at least Saru.
Yeah. I like
Why
the
is-
jaw, but unfortunately, you're not gonna be able to see that in battle. So.
I'm kind of sad that only the Hipper gets one. Well, I was basically disappointed that they picked Hipper instead of Prince Eugen for the whole Azul Lane thing. So, yeah.
Yeah, I guess they are trying to say, okay, look, guys, we're not only going to go with premiums, okay?
Things Hipper didn't even exist in the Azur Lane. They had to make a new character and all of this. Whilst Prince Eugen did.
Yep. That is all true. Yeah, I think either the Hipper or the Nelson are what I'm gonna go for. If I can get them for free. Otherwise I'm just gonna pass on that. They're decreasing a lot of the skins that we already have. The price point of it. They're decreasing the Hood Hunt for Bismarck event skins from 4,000 to 750 doubloons. The North Cape events, the Christmas event skins for Duke of York and Shanros are also gonna get reduced from 4,000 to 750 doubloons. The Halloween event skin for Torp is going down from 5,000 to 1,500. Gascon Republican is going down from 5,000 to 1,500. And Gascon Maid of Orléans is going down from 5,000 to 1,500. Also, all of these camos that I just talked about are now available for purchase, which they were not before. So that's something to consider. Interestingly enough, what's missing from this list is both the Hunt for Bismarck skins for Bismarck, which you would think, that's kind of important, you know. There's also all the other Halloween event skins that are still missing. There's also the Republican skin and made of the Republican skin for the Richelieu, and the other one for Richelieu as well, like the ornamental thingy. So I don't know. Maybe they're just trying to like try this thing out or something.
By the way, the North Cape stuff is not available yet. It will come with patch 0.7.8, not now.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
that's what I meant. Yes. Sorry.
But the thing you've missed with all of those, Romari, is that all of those are premiums.
Yeah, that's what I
only
meant.
available
Maybe
premium,
they're
so
trying
no
to
silver
just
ships
test the
happen, so-
waters, you know?
Yeah, or that they're just going to do it for premiums because they think the people who have bought premiums are willing to buy, you know, and
But
people
why
who
would I
haven't
not
bought
be
the
willing
premiums
to
wouldn't.
buy a nicer perma camouflage for my, I don't know, my Chapayev or something?
I don't know.
Like, that doesn't make any sense. I have
But
a
I'm
perma
looking
camo on
at-
Turpits already if I bought it, or if I got it from whatever. So if I were to buy a perma camouflage for anything, I would probably go for the things that I don't have one yet on, right?
Yeah. True enough.
So that seems kind of counterintuitive to me. As I said, I think they're just trying to test the waters here. Yeah. They also added some new decorative flags, both for the Le Terrible, the Alaska. They're gonna add Jolly Roger 6, the World of Warship's 3rd anniversary, and the 10th ranked battle commemorative flag. Nothing of which should really surprise us. They all look kinda okay as well. I don't like the 10th ranked battle commemorative flag though, but who cares, really? Do any of you have anything else to talk about?
No.
All
I
right.
don't think so.
Then we're gonna end it here. Thanks everyone for listening, and see you next time. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.